It's another Explore Corner where we showcase Carriacou and Martinique. And presently I am in the beautiful village of Petite. Today we'll be featuring Petite, which means happy stay, and Hillsborough, the town of Hillsborough. We encourage you to continue liking, sharing, subscribing, following our pages, and continue contributing, because with you contributing, this is how we're going to continue what we're doing. You, the contributors, are the one that keeping the program alive. So happy are we to present to you. Presently we are in Petite, and as I said, it means happy stay. Petite was once a sugar estate under the British. So we live in Petite, and today what we're going to feature mainly are the streets in Hillsborough. We know that many people, when they come to Hillsborough and you ask, well, where are you? Are they across here so? Or are they across so? And when you're asking where to drive, you can't drive down so, or you can't drive up so. So today we feature the streets of Hillsborough, and it starts from here. So Petite, there are many areas in Petite. As I said, it was once a sugarcane estate. There are many areas, for example, Bredney, Carriacou, Prospical, and these places. We also have a botanical garden, which is here in Petite. But anyway, drive with us. We're going to start. This is where Main Street starts. So we have Main Street in Hillsborough. So this is where Main Street starts, and it ends all the way down to the airport. So there is Main Street, there is Morris Street, there is Middle Street, and 1st and 2nd Avenue. So with us, this area is Seaview, and if you look up, the top road leads to Bel Air, and the bottom road goes over to villages like Mount Royal, and Topple, and other areas. So we're going to go this direction into the town of Hillsborough. So we continue our drive into Main Street, Hillsborough, and Hillsborough got its name from the former plantation owner, Lord Hillsborough. So we're continuing our drive. In Petite, you'll find hotel, for example, John's Unique. You'll find the Lone Carpentry Shop or Shoemaker is just ahead of me, and before the ministry you'll find the estate owner of the Petite estate. The owner of the Petite estate, his house is also here. This is what the Petite house looks like. So we're continuing down to Main Street, and as I said, Main Street goes all the way to the airport. Now we are approaching the junction. So to my left, the woodmaker shop, the joint shop, the furniture shop, as I mentioned. In growing up, many people knew it as Elmo shop. So this road is referred to as Morris Street. So presently I'm driving on Morris Street, and Morris Street takes you up to the power station on the island. So Grand Lake, the power station of Grand Lake is on Morris Street, which goes all the way up. Here, if you look left, you look right, we are on 1st Avenue. And so we'll drive the different streets to show you, but there is to your left the Hillsborough Government Street School. We'll drive past it just now, and to our right is the Botanical Garden. So let's head on up to the power station and see what it looks like. The old power station was to our right, and in those days people would tell you many times there will be ironing, cooking, and power would just go without any information, any notice being released. But now we have a big power station, so that ain't happening again. So we're going all the way, and as I said, this street is Morris Street. So we'll continue on Morris Street, then we'll go back to Main Street. Like we're at the power station, and as I said, we're on Morris Street. So this is the end of Morris Street. And I must inform you, when you're driving across Morris Street from the power station direction into Main Street, here is a stop sign. So you must stop so that vehicles to your left or to your right can pass. They have the right of way. So make sure you stop and then you go. We're continuing on Main Street, and to our left is the John's Unique Resort. To our right, it was what was Silver Beach Cottages. I know that many people have memories of that. To our left, Royal Rose Apartments, and we're continuing to the Shoemaker Shop. When you get to the Shoemaker Shop, you cannot go straight, you must make a left. And when you make a left, this is what is referred to as Middle Street. The sign is just ahead of you on the pole. And Hotel Lorena, of course Hotel Lorena is on Middle Street. So we'll drive across Middle Street. Of course you can drive all the way across. And this is Hotel Lorena. And hey Shira! Hi Shira! Hi! Welcome to Carriacou.
Thank you.
You and your friend. And all of a sudden outside became overcast. Jamaica, you're not saying anything, eh?
I'm listening.
Oh, you're learning?
Yes, I'm learning.
Alright. And as I said, we're on Middle Street, and of course, as you're driving across, as you did with Morris Street, you must stop at this junction. So to our left is Emmon's Garage. Hello, is Denzel there? Oh, that's Denzel in the tractor. Denzel and Maxwell in the tractor. Hi, Denzel. That's Denzel waving. Alright, so we continue. Right, so we continue. We go all the way across. Middle Street comes to the end at the Hillsborough Smart Center. To our right is the Hillsborough Secondary School, my alma mater. So right now we are on the 2nd Avenue. So 2nd Avenue, and we're heading back to Main Street. Right, so instead of going straight across Middle Street, you can come into this intersection, which is the bus terminal. So you know Jamaica, you have your big bus terminal in Grenada.
Yeah.
So this is our small bus terminals. And to our right, Lorena's Drug Center, Wayne's Bar. There are many businesses. As I said, Hillsborough is the tongue in Carriacou, so you will find many businesses in the tongue of Hillsborough. There are many sub-offices, for example, as I mentioned previously, in the ministry of find many sub-offices. Kendon! Here ahead of us is the Osprey Lines office. So whenever you're coming to Carriacou, this is where you can purchase your ticket, and close by is the museum. So now we are on Paterson Street in Hillsborough, so we cannot make a left after coming from the bus terminal, so we have to make a right, and we'll come back to Main Street. So Main Street goes all the way up where we could not drive at first. And this is Marie and Lyndon. Hi Marie. Right, so many bars, many offices, banks, Grenada Co-op Bank to our left, NIS, Republic Bank. Our left is still Moat. It's close to the, because we're doing the video on a Sunday, of course, so they're closed. And we're continuing. Office. So you would find different departments of the ministry. So for example, a department in housing, social development, I think community development. Well, community development is under social development, education, and various departments within the ministry. And that's the reason why we choose to do the video on a Sunday, because there will be less harassment. To our left, this is where I work. It's the Carriacou Martinique office of the Grenada Tourism Authority. and the police station. So behind it is the police station. So we'll continue all the way down on Main Street. To our left, this is Church Street, and there are many buildings on Church Street. For example, Kim's Plaza, the pharmacy, Hudson Valley Pharmacy, MoneyGram, Raisa Credit Union, Church Street. And we continue on the Main Street. Here is Venables and Sons, Patty's Deli, Digicel. Some of the businesses, the family store, we call it Bata. Family store, Noel Supplies, Dollar Man One Stop, and it goes all the way down. GUT Credit Union, Grand Lake, the Marketing Border, the fish stall, the fish markets. The resource center. So the resource center is here, the resource center former police station and Mermaid. So we can make an intersection here. We can turn into what is referred to as Back Street or Victoria Street, or we can go all the way. So we are going down to the end of Main Street, which is at the answer if you was listening at the airport. Great job, Kinsa. So our left here is Brunswick Street. So we're not going into Brunswick now. And the Millie's Guest House, Jigaman. Millie's Guest House, Jigaman. The Catholic Church. People coming from church now, you see that? And CHS, so our left, Carriacou Health Services. To our left, Lacwa Brothers is the only funeral agency in Carriacou. So Lacwa Brothers Funeral Home. Long Bridge. You know, like in St. Andrews there is Long Bridge, so we are in Long Bridge, and if you look across you will see Sandy Island. Yeah, many yachts are moored there, and there is Maboya, which means it gives you slaves. But if you want a nice snorkel, nice swim, Sandy Island is a place, Jamaica. Yes. And this is where you want to go, right? Right. You'll be going very soon. Stay tuned for that video. Of course, yes. There's a record, Footprints Bar. It's on the sand, so leave your footprints. And as we make this turn, where we'll be at Kinsa Airport. Yes. The Lauriston Airport. Yes. That's our international airport in Carriacou, Lauriston Airport. So we come to the end of Main Street.
We have the office. This is where you can check in and check out. And here we have the runway.
That's Keish and Bonnie, and Keish and Bonnie came from Brunswick, but we're not going Brunswick. Say hi to Keish and Bonnie.
Jacket is the best thing in Carriacou. Never factory, don't freeze.
And this only Sunday morning, Bonnie drinking Jack, you know?
So, next time you come to Carriacou, drink a Jacket.
You heard it from Bonnie. And when you're coming from the airport, you're coming from the port and you're entering into Hillsborough, do not enter the street. So you cannot drive up Main Street. You have to make a right. You have to make a right when you get to Mermaid, when you get to the multipurpose center, and you head into Back Street or Victoria Street. Right? So we are on Victoria Street or Back Street. I'm sure many people remember partying here, Coconut Boy. So Coconut and easy shopping. Yep. We already did a video of driving through town with some of the businesses you will find in town, so you can go back to that video. But now what we're doing is naming the streets. We don't want when you come to Carriacou to say the street down so or over so or the building there and across so. So ahead of us is the tennis court. Yeah. And now we'll be making a right onto, who remember the name of the street? Church Street.
Church Street.
Yes. So to our left, remember I said the tourism office? So we went down straight on Main Street, and we went through the back Victoria Street. So now we'll drive up to Church Street. And Church Street, you'll find many businesses, I said, like Kim's Plaza and these places. So let's drive on up to Church Street. Arisa Credit Union, the #1 in the region. And we've come to the end of the Church Street, right? So we can either go over to Fort Hill or we go back to 2nd Avenue. Children coming from church. Right, so we're driving now on 2nd Avenue, and 2nd Avenue starts from Fort Hill and it goes all the way over to Morris Street. For now, let's drive on over to Paterson Street. So now we're in Paterson Street in Hillsborough, and when we were coming from the bus terminal, we're through the bus terminal. We showed you Paterson Street. We said this is where the gas station is located. So the gas station is on Paterson Street. Osprey office is on Paterson Street. The museum is on Paterson Street. And this is First Avenue. Now we are going to drive up First Avenue and end at the Hillsborough Government School. So we're driving on First Avenue, to our left, and our right, Paterson Street. Botanical Garden. The remains of the Botanical Garden to our right. As I said, Bosiju was once an estate, so there are no water supplies in Carriacou like rivers and lakes, so this is where they got the water from, so the pond or the well. Right, and we continue up to First Avenue and go, which ends at the top of the junction. We continue all the way up to First Avenue, and here is the Hillsborough Government School, my alma mater. But I went to two primary schools, Hillsborough and Mount Pleasant, yes. That road you'll be going up to 16 corners, which got its name from 16 corners because a vehicle went down there with the number plate 16. There are 2 stories to that road. Yes. There's an old oven Jamaica. That's what they used to bake.
Really?
Yes.
Some old oven is cow dung.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course, things are made of cow dung and white earth. So now we are going to drive down 2nd Avenue. Come to the farthest point. No, it's a dirt road. I am not going on the dirt road. I need shocks right now. So we're going to drive down the concrete road on 2nd Avenue. So let's go. Accompany us as we drive down 2nd Avenue. We drove up 1st Avenue and we're driving down 2nd Avenue. And ahead of us is the Bishop's College, where you get plenty knowledge to go as a people say. Going over to Fort Hill to our right, Paterson Street. Drove across already. To our right, Church Street, where Kim's Plaza and the Madisons and the pharmacy, they're all located. And we're heading on up now to Fort Hill, and the Fort Hill was once the fort. It was the base of the fort during the colonial days. This is where they stored the ammunitions in that small box. And here is the cemetery, the largest cemetery in Carriacou, the Brunswick Cemetery. And we're heading down now Fort Hill into Brunswick Street, which will come to the end of our tour of Brunswick, Hillsborough, Brunswick, which was the former estate, and Belair and Top Hill, Crixton, and we're heading down now. How was it?
Informative.
How was it, Kinsey Kids?
Very good.
Right, so please share, as I said, please comment, please subscribe, please share, and continue contributing. This is what will keep all what we do, this is what will keep all our programs alive. This is how we showcase our beautiful island, Carriacou and Petite Martinique. So we want to thank you for viewing, and as we drive across to Brunswick, we have come to the end of another video. Thank you, and this is why we say
Bye.
bye.